Hi, Carmen here from UMI Trailer Rentals. Today we're going to do the walkthrough on the 2018 Hideout. At the front of your trailer you're going to notice we have a power hitch, propane tanks, and two 6-volt batteries. When you arrive to your site, this will already all be set up, and we're just going to do a walkthrough so you can understand how everything works. So your propane. When you arrive, this propane tank on your left side will be the one that you will be operating from. If for some reason you run out of propane in the unit, the easiest way to tell that is if your stove doesn't light or the light on your fridge is flashing, if you're hooked up to gas only with your fridge, or your hot water tank or your heater's not working. The easiest way is when your stove top is not working. So anyway, if it runs out, turn this tank off, turn this tank on, take your selector switch, which is located between the two tanks, and just turn it to the direction of the tank that you want to use. Your power jack, no need to be touching that while you're on site. If you do have kids with you, just make sure you take a little walk around with them and tell them, don't touch this. This could make the trailer fall over, anything like that, just to scare them a little bit. Also, you're located here are two 12 or 6-volt batteries for extended life, so you don't have to charge them up as often as you did with a 12-volt. There's also a horizontal battery select switch located back here. If it is in the horizontal position, it is on. If it's in the vertical position, it is off. And if it is off, you won't have any lights in your unit if you are dry camping. Dry camping means not having any power, water, or sewer hookups. Some places do have some of the stuff, but not all of it. So that's pretty much it for out here. So at the back of your 2018 Hideout trailer, we've got a couple of important things. We've got a gray water and black water, gray water being your soap water, black water being your toilet. There's also another gray hookup up just about halfway under the slide up here, and that's for your kitchen sink. Gray water, this gray water is for your bathroom, for the shower, tub, and sink, and of course that is, like I said, for your toilet. You've also got your power hookup. When you get to the campsite, this will all be hooked up for you. It will be hooked up to sewer if you have it. If you don't have sewer, then you really have to watch your water conservation. So if you do all have full hookups, this will be plugged in. Your sewer hose will be hooked up to this one here, because that is your black water. So if you do need to empty them, and we'll show you on the control panel a little bit later how to do that. But as for your power, this will be hooked up to your campsite. And if you ever have a power issue inside, the first thing you want to look at is the lights on your microwave. If they're on, then you shouldn't have a power problem out here at all. You may have just flipped a breaker inside. If your lights for your microwave are not on, chances are this has either been tripped over, maybe somebody's pulled it out of the power receptacle. Just go out and make sure it's still plugged in. If it has a GFI switch on the power receptacle, maybe reset that. And if that doesn't work, then you'll have to get your camp host. For draining your gray water and black water, like I said before, I'll show you in a bit on the control console where you'll find that. All you have to do, you need to drain your front gray water. Make sure these two knife valves, one is gray water, one is black water, are closed. Disconnect your hose, take it up to the front gray water connection, hook it up, drain it, close the knife valve after it's finished draining, bring that back, put it on here. Now you can dump your black water. Wait for that to drain, close the valve, open your gray water. The gray water will rinse the black water right through, and you're good to go. And just remember to close your knife valve once again. Always keep them closed, because if you don't, you run the risk of something getting jammed in there. And if we arrive at site and it's leaking, then there could be a cleanup cost for that. And here's a little bit of storage under the rear bunk if you need to use it. Right here is a ladder. Please do not let your children climb up this ladder. It is very dangerous. They could fall off. You know the drill. On the right side of your hideout, there's a couple of things we're going to show you. One is your outdoor kitchen. I'll put there to hold that up. All you have to do is pull this out. Now the gas hose will already be connected. But so you know, it runs from the back of here just down to right under here, a little yellow tab on it with a little on-off lever on it. So if that's not working, just make sure we check and make sure we didn't forget to do that. So once you pull it out, you can lock it into place. Lift up your top. Apparently you gotta unlock it first. Okay. And then you go on. So just a little 2-burner stove, turn it to light, use your match or lighter, light to propane, away you go, you are cooking. Also in your outdoor kitchen, you do have a little fridge. Now the fridge will only work if you're hooked up to electric or if you're running your generator. Keep in mind your generator will run and cool it down, but as soon as you turn off your generator, it stops sending power to it. So if you don't have to open it, just keep it closed, and then you'll keep your beer pretty cool for the majority of the day. Just slide in every once in a while. Make sure you close this at night when you're sleeping or away from the unit, because you don't want anybody sneaking into your fridge and stealing your beer. Also out here, if you are running heat, you will find that this will get very hot, so just make sure that your kids aren't touching that. This is also the heater for your hot water tank. It will also have warm air coming out, so just be aware of those two things. You've got an outside plug here if you are hooked up to campsite power, or if you're running the generator, you will have power at this plug too. You won't have power if the generator is not running. Underneath your awning, you do have some LED lighting, which makes it very nice. Now, one thing with the awning, and I'll go over this again later, if you're not in attendance of the unit, put it away. If you go to bed at night, put in your awning. Worst thing that can happen is the wind comes up, takes that awning, rips it off. You're looking at about $4,000 to $6,000 to replace it. So be very cautious of your awning. If you are sitting out there and it does happen to be raining like it does sometimes in the Okanagan Shuswap, then you don't have to worry a whole lot about it. It's not like the old ones where you have to tilt one side. They do have an automatic dump, or you can just walk over and gently pull down on one of the arms and it will dump the water off. The thing about the door on your rental trailer, there is a shock on here, so there is no wind latch on these doors. The shock will stop the wind from slamming the door on anybody's fingers that might be standing here. One thing I do want to mention though is when you're using the screen door, don't slam it to close it, actually use the handle. That little unit is $60 to replace. Also, if you do have any children around, just try and keep them away from the screen and not pushing them out. That usually happens with very young kids, so you just want to be very cautious of that. And next thing is, let's go inside. So here we are inside the 2018 Hideout. You've got your 2 double bunks here. Have a ladder that get the smaller ones up top, or the larger, taller kids, whichever way you want to do it. There is a light located above the bed. There are windows here. At the back of this one is where that outside door was, where I said there was that storage compartment under the bed. So you might want to make sure you keep that door locked so that your kids are safe or not sneaking in and out on you either. In here is our bathroom. All right, here we are in the bathroom of the Hideout. One of the things I want to go over with you is the septic system in here. Nothing but the toilet paper that is supplied by UMI Rentals is to go into this toilet. So, sorry ladies, no phantom napkins, no paper towel, no personal wipes, anything like that, other than toilet paper can go into this septic system. We do scope them. The reason we do that, we did have a big problem a couple years back. It cost us over $800 to have the system fixed. So make sure you don't do anything other than the toilet paper and your personal duties. To work the toilet, pretty simple. Push down on the pedal about a quarter of the way, a third of the way. Let the bowl fill to the appropriate level. If you are dry camping, you're going to want to make that as little as possible. If you are hooked up to septic, then it's no big deal. You can put as much water in it as you want, do your business, and then push down on the pedal all the way. Simple, easy to use. Your shower is much the same as your home shower. You're going to turn on your water, set your temperature, pull the shower bypass up. On these units, this unit in particular, there is an on-off switch. This is especially important if you are dry camping, or even when you're hooked up to septic, because you can run a lot of water through and fill your tanks fairly quickly. So once you've got your water set, turn the switch on, wet yourself down, turn that switch off, lather yourself up, turn the switch back on, rinse off, you're good to go. That conserves water quite a bit. If your kids like to have baths and you're dry camping, I would say quarter to half full at max. Otherwise you do risk filling them up really quickly. Most places that do not offer septic do have on-site services like shower houses and toilets. We would suggest that you use that during the day and the showers there, and just save your bathroom, your toilet for emergencies at night. And you should be all fine. Shouldn't have to have anything emptied. Your TV stereo operation is pretty simple. Just push the little button, wait for it to kick in. You do have inside speakers and outside speakers. It's these first two little buttons right here that are lit up. So make sure that you have them either on inside or outside. It is really not nice to have the music too loud as you are in a campsite and don't want to be disturbing the neighbors. Also, the stereos aren't meant to go loud because you can blow up the speakers fairly easily. You do also have a Bluetooth option and a jump drive option on this. We also ask that nobody under the age of 16 uses the stereo or the TV without supervision of the parent. So as I've said a few times, all this stuff will be set up for you when you arrive. One thing I want to mention is your fridge. You've got an on-off button right here on this one, and you have the selector for gas or electric. Depending on what you have, if you're dry camping, we'll have it set up on gas. If you're hooked up to a campground, we'll have it set up to power. If you're hooked up on gas and this little check light here comes on, then you need to turn the fridge off and relight it. Light your stovetop. You may be out of gas if that light comes on, or maybe the wind came along and blew out the pilot. So it's a matter of just hitting the on-off button, leave it on the gas or the electric, and restart it. Now, if it's electric that you have it on, you're plugged in, that is also a good indication that you're not getting any power from the campsite or a breaker has gone. Over on your stovetop here, select the first one in the middle, have a match ready, light that, away you go. You know if you have propane or if you're out of propane. Very simple to use. You've got 3 burners. There are matches supplied in the unit for lighting that. Your oven is much the same as lighting a hot water tank at home. Your pilot light is located under the middle shelf. All you have to do is turn this to pilot, push and hold, light the pilot, hold it for about 5 to 10 seconds, then release. Your pilot is going, and then you can set the temperature for whatever you need for your oven. As I said earlier, if the lights on the microwave are not on and you are plugged into campsite power, then it's likely somebody's either tripped over the cord or there's no power coming to the unit. And if you have checked and you do have power and there's power to the campsite, then the only other option that we have would be behind this panel right here, which is your fuse panel. If for some reason there is a fuse blown, there will be a light corresponding to the fuse that is blown. At that time, we ask that you give us a call and we'll come out and service the unit. If one of your breakers has been just popped, what I need you to do is make sure you push it all the way off and then turn it on. Because if it's just sitting in the sort of mid to nowhere range on there when they do blow, or they do kick out, they don't disengage all the way. So just make sure you disengage it all the way and then turn it back on. That's pretty much about it for that. Sofa bed operation. Very simple. Take your 2 cushions off. Lift up on the bottom. Pull it all the way out. Fold your legs down. And then just take this back part, flop it down. There you go, sofa bed operation. So for your table bed, very simple. Pull out on this little lever right there. It folds down. Slide it in between the two. There are ledges there for it to sit on. Pull your cushion forward. Take your back cushion off. Set it sideways. Grab the 2. And you can either leave the corners where they are, or you can take them and tuck them underneath. That's your table bed. This table is movable, but we ask that you, if you do need to take it outside, take it out for a very short period of time. Do not leave it outside in the rain overnight, as it will warp, and that will cause a charge to your credit card. We don't want that to happen. Window operation. Very simple, little plastic tab, just pull out on it slightly and slide your window open. Sometimes they stick. Close it. It automatically locks. You also have privacy blinds. You don't have to pull down hard on them, just very lightly, and they will come down. Something very nice for this unit for when you have to check out, especially if you're hooked up to campsite power or if you're running a generator, is you do have a central vacuum system in this thing. You will find all the parts you need located under the table seat in a little cupboard down there. Just plugs into this here, turn it on, it slides open, hook up your system, close it, turn it on, away you go, vacuum, turn it off, you're done. So if you do have hookups at a campsite and you've got 30 amp power and you want to run your air conditioning, you can do it from this unit right here. If you only have 20 amp, you can try it. We don't guarantee it'll work because some air conditioners draw a lot more than others. But if you do want to try it on your 20 amp, make sure your TV's off, you don't have any coffee pots plugged in, and you're not trying to run the microwave at the same time. So to run this unit, which is located just outside your bedroom door, all you have to do is hit the mode. A blue screen will light up. Hit the mode one more time, it'll go to automatic. If you hit it one more time, you get to your air conditioning, and you can set your temperature with the up-down arrow. If you want heat, hit it one more time, select your temperature with your up-down arrow. To turn the system off, hit it one more time till you get a blank blue screen. It says off down in the bottom right-hand corner, and that's it. It is off. Also with your air conditioning, there is a little vent right here on this unit, and if you have that closed, it'll actually push air through to the roof ducting system. If you want all your air just in here, then by all means open that up, or if you want to do it half and half to get more air through, you can do that. Also, you can directionally turn these rooftop units to where you want your air to go. Okay, just when you walk into the front door of your rental unit, you're going to find a little cupboard located just above the sink that has a lot of the controls that you're going to need for the unit. I know it's very hard to see this with the lighting that we have right now, but up top there are two switches. One is for the awning and one is for your slide out. For the awning, it says marked in and out, so just make sure you know which way it's going, because sometimes if you're pushing the out and it goes all the way out, some of the units can wrap back on themselves, and that would be obviously a fixed cost for yourself. The slide button you don't need to worry about. Underneath that is a little brain box, what we call the control panel. On the bottom of that is a red button that says pump. That is for getting water out of the freshwater holding tank on the unit. If you're hooked up to a campsite with their water, you won't need to turn that on because it'll automatically feed everything in the unit. If you're not hooked up to the campsite, just turn that red button on, it'll light up, you'll hear the system charge, and you can use your sink and stuff. Now the one thing we do ask, especially because this is a brand new unit, that if you're not in the unit, turn that button off. Just turn it off, and that way we know that some fitting isn't going to come loose and flood the thing if you're away for an extended period of time. At least if you're in the unit and you notice that there's water coming out from underneath the cupboards, just shut off your water pump, open the tap, and that'll relieve the pressure and it shouldn't leak, and then give us a call. Also on the same box you've got battery, freshwater, black water, gray water, and galley. Galley is your gray water for your sink, gray water is your shower water and tub water. Also beside these buttons are some corresponding lights. So if you hit the battery, it shows that we have full charge because all 4 lights are lit up. Fresh water is showing empty, black water is showing empty, gray water is showing empty, and galley is showing empty. Below that one, we do have our hot water tank. Now if you're hooked up to, once again, campground power, we will have this set on electric. If you're hooked up on gas, we'll have it set up and going on gas. If for some reason you were to run out of hot water, one of two things. Either wind is blowing out the flame on the pilot in there once again, or maybe just got a bubble through. This red light in between the two will be on, so just turn off the gas switch, wait about 30 seconds, turn it back on, see if it relights. If that red light comes on again, another good indication that you're out of propane. You go to the front and switch your propane tanks. Other than that, that is about it in this box here. Let's see if we can just get you a little closer look at it. So once again, your awning, your slide, your control panel, push the button, red lights show up, tells you that the batteries are almost full, fresh water is empty, black water is empty, gray water is empty, galley is empty. This is your water pump and your gas and electric for your hot water tank. Also at your front door, as you come in, just underneath the countertop, you're going to find your interior and exterior light. Your exterior light is going to be the LED light under the awning, and your other light will be, as I said, your interior lights. Now, if you go and turn your interior lights on and only one comes on, all you have to do is go up to the receptacle itself of the light that you want turned on, turn that on, and that switch will then operate that as well. Keep in mind that if you are running a generator, the more lights you have on, the more power you're going to use. In your bedroom here, we do have an emergency window. Pull your blinds up. There are 2 tabs. Hold on to both. Pull the blind up from underneath so it doesn't get caught, and bend the blind. To use your emergency exit, lift your red handle up, push it all the way through. Once you've got through, take your screen, pop it out, and then you can get out through there. We don't anticipate anything, but we just like you to know how to use it. The last thing we want to talk about is your kitchen sink. We do require that you wash or scrape your dishes off thoroughly before putting into the sink to be washed. So basically no chunky food products in here. Clean them off best you can. We don't want to have to plug up the system. Cleaning out the gray water tank for the galley is extremely difficult thing to do, so if we could please cooperate with us and just clean off your plates really good and then go ahead and wash. Once again, if you are dry camping, you're going to want to only use about a half a sink of water, get everything washed, and then do your rinse all at the same time. So that's it. Now that I've bored you completely for the last 20 minutes or so, last thing is this little red folder. Little information on the awning and the proper use of it. There is also located in here your checkout list. Now it does say in red bold letters there, 10 a.m. is your mandatory checkout time. We will be on site to pick up the trailer at 10 a.m. There's also your to-do list for checking out. We just need to make sure that is all done. And your do's and don'ts on the other side. Also is our office number, our 1-800 number. We also have an after hours number. Now that is to be called only if you have a fire or let's say a flood. Anything else we can deal with in the morning. That's it. We will see you soon, and you're going to have a great holiday. Thanks for watching.